When we have these ideas for films, you know, we've worked on chapter 2. That idea of the club scene went from the red circle to now let's do the baths in Rome. You know, and what else could he do? He's running for his life. I think, what if he gets a horse and then starts to ride? Yeah, let's do that. And the character is still kind of running under the pressures of the high table. At the end of 3, are you pissed off? You know, Winston shot him off a building. He's excommunicado.
The one. Let them go out there. Or...
The training went longer than 3 months, and it was 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. So it was a 2-hour morning session, lunch, 2-hour afternoon session. And for me, it's just been awesome to work with these stunt people and just have what they shared with us was the affection that they have for the John Wick films. Because John Wick action is a little different. It's a lot. Because Chad wants reality. He wants Rex. He wants it to feel real. He wants the beautiful violence. And so do we, and so do they. But all of these people have just really taken care of me.
Nunchucks are great because they're easy. Usually you have a stick that you hit somebody with, and now you have 2 sticks that you can hit somebody with, and it kind of just swings, and it's pretty self-explanatory. The hard thing is when you hit somebody with a nunchuck, it bounces back. So getting Keanu to learn what to do with that transfer of energy when it hits, choreography-wise, we like to do contact hits when possible.
We wanted to bring the muscle cars back. They found this cool Barracuda, so now it's like smashing people, hitting people, getting on it, throwing them off with like little 180s and sending them off. And then there was the drift around the car shooting at people. Then we were doing like 3 lanes of traffic, and so there's gunfights within traffic, and then some judo, and then there's dog hits. We can talk about the dogs later, and then, or talk about the dogs. Back from chapter 3, but now painted in here in chapter 4 with Andrew, the dog master.
Saying goodbyes?
Saying hello.
You think your wife can hear you?
He's human, right? He's complex. He's cool. How many characters you find in English language speaking movies, you find a Asian, they call it minority, even though as a Chinese guy, we are the majority race in the world, that are given the same equality of the diversity of that character. You know, usually when you see an Asian guy or Chinese man, you come in, it's like he's either a kung fu master or he's very this, right? Not Kane. No, he dresses well, you know, he's expressed himself, you know, he doesn't take any shit, you know, he curses, you know. There's another thing. I said, look.
How about like this? But I don't shoot. Yeah, like, and I don't shoot, like. Yeah, like that.
That one, nothing. That big finger.
Welcome. Welcome to one of my many offices.
The way Chad described him to me is he's sort of the new sheriff in town. I'm not quite sure exactly how the table works and the structure of it, and it's purposefully kept a bit of a secret and a mystery in the world of John Wick. but he's appointed at a high position to, surprise, surprise, track down and kill John Wick. And he's kind of been elevated to this position, and he's off his leash, which means that he could basically implement whatever he wants and whatever he thinks is necessary to get it done.
He is the head of the German table. He is connected to John Wick in a very personal way because my character killed basically his father figure. Petter has died by my hand, so it's very personal, the relationship between me and John Wick. And I certainly rub that in and have a lot of fun doing so. He definitely likes the sound of his own voice, and he's pretty pompous and arrogant.
I'm playing Koji Shimazu. He's a manager of Osaka Continental Hotel. And then he grown up with John Wick and Kane like a brother. They train each other. He was an assassin before, but he has a loyalty for the friendship, or if somebody helped me in the past, I have to return the favor. So very samurai inside in the Shimazu character.
Ready, yeah, action!
And Shimazu's fighting style is basically the same as John Wick because they grown up together. I had a 3 weeks training before start shooting, but mainly we've done, choreograph and then put the idea together. So it's a kind of choreographing, rehearsing.
When I saw the first movie, which I wasn't in, I enjoyed it so much. I immediately reached out to Keanu. I was like, dude, all of our friends, all the guys that worked on the Matrix pictures, everybody's in the movie. You gotta hook me up. He was like, we've been thinking about you. And so, to get to play a character who was this regal sort of monarch, but, his kingdom is sort of underneath all of this sort of highly stylized, elegant sort of chic that's happening, is really it's a nice kind of juxtaposition. So I'm having fun, man. I'm just happy to be here.
Because of John Wick's actions, my dad's been killed, and I have taken the mantle, and I'm now kind of the queen of the Romas. And I found it very interesting, actually, because I started studying a lot about Roma culture before I started this job, and it's a very patriarchal society. So to kind of be the alpha of that and a woman, she's got a big set of ovaries, basically, and she, knows how to wield her power.
I had to understand the dog's energy, but most importantly, build a relationship, because Tracker, he has the dog in this movie, and that dog and him obviously had a past. So for me, I spent literal hours with the dog. Sometimes we would just sit there, sometimes take the dog for a walk. Sometimes I would and I did a whole video with the dog, pictures. That was That was probably the most time I've spent working with animals in my entire career, and it was definitely a pleasant process, and I will definitely be getting a dog after this movie's done.
Where? Good girl, good job.
When I watched 3, I was amazed by the action sequence in Casablanca because it involved dogs, and I have a dog, and she would never listen to me. She hardly sits for me, so I can't imagine how they managed to do that. I'm just impressed by how the action is captured more than anything else, I think, and just the flow of the camera movements going alongside, and it all feels very natural. You feel really part of the action. It's not relying on camera shake and too much. It's really relying on the performance of the actors, so that always struck me.
A harbinger is here to see you soon.
Just put your head on, you can look them right in the eyes, stare right hard. Do not repeat the same mistake that you did. That's the hardest one.
I don't even know if I'd call it a collaboration. Yes, we collaborate, but like, I just think you have two people that are working together that love the same stuff. What's the Bob Fosse quote? You know, half of directing is coming up with really crazy ideas, and the other 50% is finding people crazy enough to pull them off. It starts with Keanu. And I think that's the main thing, is we trust each other enough to step off the cliff together. What happens after that, I don't know.
And 3, 2, 1, action.
I think the trick is Keanu. Keanu and I discussed it ad nauseum many, many times. John Wick doesn't know he's in a movie. John Wick believes he is John Wick, and Keanu puts on the suit, he believes he is that guy. Like, that's the anchor. And the cast follows Keanu. They go, well, if he's taking it serious, I'm gonna take it serious. And then we make fun of ourselves. It's that simple. Like, that's the only true north we stay by. The rest, that goes back to Jump the Shark and all that stuff. Like, look, if John Wick believes that could happen, it's in the movie.
Thank you so much for a great day. Thank you, Jordanians. Thank you to all the crews. Thank you to the English, the Australians, Jordanians, Spanish. What else am I missing? Australians.
Did you do Jordanians?
There's one Kiwi here somewhere.
Did you do the Jordanians?
Yeah, Jordanians. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody else.
Yeah, it's been really special to be here. I mean, look at this. But it's not only the place that's special, it's all the people and everyone. I've been so happy to meet so many great people and artists, and so thank you for all your support. And
thank you very much.
Akbar. John Wick 4.